Today feels different. There's a certain electricity in the air, a hush before the storm, because what I'm about to tell you, well, it's been brewing for years. We've seen the headlines, we've heard the whispers, but the silence, that deafening silence from those closest to the legend, it's finally been shattered. We're talking about the one, the only, the incredibly talented and utterly captivating Gene Hackman. Yes, that Gene Hackman. The man who gave us gritty detectives, hilarious patriarchs, and villains you love to hate. A true icon of the silver screen. A name that resonates with generations of movie lovers. But behind the accolades, behind the charming smile and the unforgettable performances, lay a private life shrouded in mystery. And at the center of that mystery, his daughters. For years, they've been phantoms, rarely seen, never heard from until now. The question that's been lurking in the shadows, the one we've all dared to whisper amongst ourselves, is finally being brought into the light. Did Gene Hackman's daughters have a hand in his demise? Whoa, I know, it's a heavy one. But trust me, the information we're about to unpack is going to leave you absolutely speechless. We're diving headfirst into this exclusive Gene Hackman latest news. The Gene Hackman scandal update that has Hollywood buzzing like a beehive after a sugar rush. So grab your comfy blanket, maybe a stress ball, you might need it, and get ready to have your perception of Gene Hackman and his family completely turned upside down. What are your initial gut feelings? What kind of relationship do you think Gene Hackman had with his daughters? Spill the tea in the comments below. I am absolutely dying to hear your first reactions. This is going to be good. You guys, really good. Now, before we dive into the juicy details of this breaking story, let's take a little stroll down memory lane for those who might be a tad younger or just need a refresher on the sheer magnitude of Gene Hackman's impact on Hollywood. This wasn't just some flash-in-the-pan celebrity, folks. We're talking about a titan, a legend whose career spanned decades and left an indelible mark on cinematic history. From his breakthrough role in Bonnie and Clyde to his Oscar-winning performance in The French Connection as the iconic Detective Jimmy Popeye Doyle, Gene Hackman captivated audiences with his raw talent and incredible range. He could play the gruff, no-nonsense hero just as convincingly as the quirky, lovable character. Think about Hoosiers, that classic underdog story, or the chilling intensity he brought to films like Unforgiven. The man was a chameleon. But beyond the accolades and the iconic roles, Gene Hackman always maintained a certain level of privacy, especially when it came to his family. He was married twice and had 3 children, Christopher Allen Hackman, Elizabeth Jean Hackman, and Leslie Ann Hackman. It's Elizabeth and Leslie, his daughters from his first marriage, who are at the center of today's explosive news. Now, what's always been so striking is just how little we've seen or heard from Gene Hackman's daughters over the years. In an era where celebrity children often have their own thriving careers, or at least maintain a visible presence on social media, Elizabeth and Leslie have remained almost entirely out of the spotlight. Red carpets? Nope. Interviews? Nada. Even those candid paparazzi shots that seem to capture every other celebrity offspring? Virtually non-existent. This intense level of privacy has, naturally, fueled endless speculation. In Hollywood, where every move is scrutinized and every family dynamic is dissected, such a concerted effort to remain invisible is bound to raise eyebrows. Were they intentionally avoiding the limelight? Did Gene Hackman actively shield them from the pressures of fame? Or were there perhaps other reasons for their absence from the public eye? The silence itself became a story, a mystery that only added to the intrigue surrounding the Gene Hackman family. Over the years, there have been whispers, of course, unsubstantiated rumors about family disagreements, about strained relationships, but nothing ever truly concrete. The media has certainly tried to pry to get a glimpse behind the curtain, but Gene Hackman and his daughters have always remained fiercely guarded. This makes their decision to finally speak out now all the more significant. What do you remember most about Gene Hackman's career? Which of his movies holds a special place in your heart? Share your memories in the comments. Let's celebrate this incredible actor. All right, buckle up, because this is where things get seriously interesting. So, what exactly have Gene Hackman's daughters, Elizabeth and Leslie, finally decided to say? Well, according to my sources, and trust me, my little network of Hollywood insiders has been working overtime on this one. They haven't given a sit-down interview or graced the cover of a magazine. Instead, they released a carefully crafted, formal statement to their legal representatives. Now, this statement, while not explicitly pointing fingers or making any direct accusations, is, let's just say, it's loaded with implications. They express their deep sadness over the loss of their father, Gene Hackman, and acknowledge his incredible legacy. But then the tone shifts. They begin to raise concerns about the circumstances surrounding his final years. hinting at potential undue influence from certain individuals and suggesting that the full truth about his health and well-being may not have been entirely transparent. The statement goes on to emphasize their desire for a more thorough examination of the events leading up to Gene Hackman's passing. They don't outright say they suspect foul play, but the underlying message is chillingly clear. They believe there are unanswered questions, and they are determined to find the truth. They're essentially calling for a deeper investigation, a closer look at the final chapter of Gene Hackman's life. Can you believe the audacity, the bravery, to step out of the shadows after all these years and make such a powerful statement? Of course, this has sent shockwaves rippling through the entire entertainment industry. Suddenly, everyone is talking, speculating, trying to piece together the puzzle. Who are these certain individuals they're referring to? What kind of influence are they alleging? And what exactly do they believe might have been concealed about Gene Hackman's final days? The rumor mill is working overtime, and theories are flying faster than you can say Hollywood scandal. Some speculate about potential financial motivations, suggesting that there might be disputes over Gene Hackman's estate. Others wonder if there were individuals who isolated him from his daughters or exerted control over his decisions in his later years. And then, of course, there are the more sensational theories, the ones that delve into darker possibilities. But we have to be careful not to jump to conclusions without concrete evidence. However, the fact that Gene Hackman's own daughters are publicly raising these concerns is incredibly significant and cannot be ignored. The carefully worded nature of the statement also suggests a strategic approach. They're likely working closely with legal counsel, ensuring they don't make any unsubstantiated claims that could lead to legal repercussions. This isn't some impulsive outburst. It seems like a calculated move, suggesting they have reason to believe their concerns are valid. What are your initial theories about who these certain individuals might be? What kind of undue influence could they be hinting at? Don't be shy, share your wildest but respectful speculations in the comments below. This Gene Hackman latest news is unfolding before our very eyes, and we're all in this together. Okay, deep breaths, everyone. Let's just take a moment to process the sheer weight of this revelation. The daughters of a beloved icon like Gene Hackman, who have remained silent for so long, are now publicly questioning the circumstances surrounding his death. This isn't just celebrity gossip. This feels like something much bigger. It speaks to the complexities of family, the potential for hidden truths, and the enduring power of a family's bond, even in the face of fame and fortune. You know, we often see celebrities as these untouchable figures, living in a world far removed from our own. But stories like this remind us that they are still human beings with families, with vulnerabilities, and with the potential for the same kind of heartache and suspicion that can affect anyone. The fact that Gene Hackman's daughters have chosen to step into the public eye after decades of privacy suggests that their concerns are incredibly serious. They must feel like they have no other choice but to speak out. And the timing of this is also fascinating, isn't it? Why now? What could have prompted them to finally break their silence at this particular moment? Could there be new information that has recently come to light? Perhaps a long-held suspicion has finally reached a breaking point? Or maybe they feel a sense of obligation to their father's memory to uncover the truth, whatever it may be. The possibilities are endless, and that's what makes this story so incredibly captivating. This situation also raises some important questions about the nature of truth and perception in the media. We often only see the carefully curated image that celebrities and their teams present to the world. But what lies beneath the surface? What secrets are hidden behind those perfectly posed photographs and carefully crafted interviews? This Gene Hackman scandal update is a stark reminder that there can often be a significant disconnect between the public persona and the private reality. What are your thoughts on the role of the media in covering stories like this? Do you think the public has a right to know every detail of a celebrity's life, even after they're gone? Let's discuss in the comments. I'm really curious to hear your perspectives on this. Okay, before we get too bogged down in heavy stuff, let's take a little detour and remember the incredible talent and personality that made Gene Hackman such a beloved figure. Did you guys know that before he became a Hollywood icon, Gene Hackman actually served in the United States Marine Corps for several years? That kind of discipline and dedication likely played a role in his later success. And here's another fun fact. Despite his tough guy image in many of his roles, Gene Hackman was known to be a genuinely kind and down-to-earth person off-screen. Many of his co-stars have spoken about his humility and his willingness to help younger actors. It's always interesting to see the contrast between the characters they play and their real-life personalities, isn't it? Also, apparently, Gene Hackman was quite the writer in his later years. He co-authored several historical fiction novels, showcasing another creative side to his multifaceted talent. It just goes to show you that there was so much more to Gene Hackman than just his incredible acting abilities. The silence has been broken in a truly dramatic fashion, and the daughters of the legendary Gene Hackman have opened up a Pandora's box of questions surrounding his final years. This is a developing story, and you can bet your bottom dollar that I will be here, your trusty guide through the wild. What do you make of all this? Do you think Gene Hackman's daughters are justified in their concerns? What kind of investigation do you think might unfold? Share all your thoughts, theories, and reactions in the comments below. Your insights are always so fascinating. And if you enjoyed this deep dive into the latest celebrity drama, please give this video a big thumbs up. It helps more people find our amazing community. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button